Answer. May I pay homage at your feet. Thiruvan Saranai Dhamma friends. When we talk about the teachings of Buddha, as Buddhists, we should know that Lord Buddha has preached a never heard before Dhamma. Have you ever thought about it? Why it is called never heard before Dhamma? So it must be something special, isn't it? We know that after becoming Buddha, Lord Buddha has met Upaka Ajivaka and he asked Buddha, who are you? Are you a human? Are you a god? Are you a Brahma? But Lord Buddha replied by saying, no, I am neither of them. I am Buddha. Also, when Lord Buddha met the 5 hermits, they also actually did not want to welcome Buddha, thinking that he has given up on meditation, because at that time the practice was to do concentration meditation. But Lord Buddha told them, I am going to preach you Dhamma, which was never heard before. And after listening to that never heard before Dhamma, we know that Kondanya Tapasa became Sotapanna, means a stream enterer. So there is this other incident where Lord Buddha met the Mara and he asked Lord Buddha, are you happy? Then Buddha replied, then also Mara asked Lord Buddha, are you sad? If so, why? If you are not sad, if you are happy, why is that? Lord Buddha replied, if I lose something, it is the thought itself. What does this mean? This means the thought of that I am existing. Innawa තියනවා කියන සිතුවිල්ල. So, as you know, this has a very big meaning, isn't it? In another words, what is lost is myself, me, my mind, concept, the thought of myself. So if we look at this phrase carefully, even though that is a very, it was said in a very few words, it has a vast meaning. So if you are listening to Buddothpado sermons, in Buddothpado sermons, Buddothpado ආරයන් වහන්සේ always highlights this. Also, Aaron has asked the question, are you real Buddhists? So, if we go back to the Lord Buddha's time, at that time, even the 5 hermits, they were doing concentration meditation. At that time also, the concentration meditation was the ritual those days. So when Lord Buddha, after attaining Buddhahood, came back to the 5 hermits and said, I am preaching you a never heard before Dhamma. So, as Buddhists, we should know what this phrase means, isn't it? So we know at that time, not only the 5 hermits, even Siddhartha Tapasa himself was practicing concentration meditation. But we know that after some time of practicing breathing meditation and concentration meditation, we know that Siddhartha Tapasa has given up on all of that because he knew one can't find eternal solace from those kind of meditation. So when Lord Buddha came back and said, I am preaching you a never heard before Dhamma. At first, they did not believe it because those days the Hindu practices was the Hindu practices like concentration meditation, different types of breathing meditation, were the practices they were doing. But Lord Buddha knew that with these type of practices, no one could achieve Nibbana. But actually, they get somewhat of a inner peace. So this traditional meditation is over 3,000 years old. They use mantras as well. Sometimes all are combined with practices of yoga, with meditation. Even in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of places where they practice concentration meditation. Not only in Sri Lanka, so worldwide, people do this type of meditation. Actually, they do it mainly to relieve the stress. And the breathing meditation is very popular. It's because one might get the temporary stillness within during the time of meditation. But for this, one has to find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably and quietly close your eyes and sometimes chant a mantra within or keep your focus on breathing. So these types of meditation is not what Lord Buddha has found. These types of meditation was already there in practice. And Siddhartha Tapasa also has practiced these type of meditations and knew that one cannot see or achieve Nibbana through it. Because these types of meditation, they take the outside world as true and the self comes up the self is very powerful. So we know that Lord Buddha has preached a non-self Dhamma, Sandittika, to feel it within yourself, Akalika, timeless, which means we cannot impose Dhamma to future, past or present. Future, past or present times. Ehipassiko. Ehipassiko means you have to come, contemplate and feel the difference within yourself. So likewise, now we know that Lord Buddha has preached never heard before Dhamma, and with concentration meditation one cannot achieve Nibbana. For that we should come to know about insight meditation. And as you know, there are lots of insight meditation centers in Sri Lanka and also worldwide. Vipassana Bhavana centers. So some think that they have achieved Nibbana by doing concentration meditation mainly. So as Aryan Vahans emphasizes, sometimes they can be deceived because they get stuck in dhyana planes like Asanyatala with the self, which means the self is powerfully there. Though they don't get any perceptions. But as Buddhists, we are searching for Nibbana, isn't it? Nibbana is our main goal, like Bhava Nirodha. So we have to find what is this Nibbana or Nivima or the tranquility. So we will find out what is Nibbana. Imagine there is a fire. If there is a fire, we have to extinguish it. So to extinguish the fire, what do? We have to cool it down, like putting water, isn't it? Likewise, inside us, there is always a fire burning. You feel it, isn't it? Say you are hungry, you can feel it, no, the fire within. But likewise, there is a fire due to thoughts. Thoughts give you fire, the suffering. What we don't know is that these thoughts comes automatically and gives rise to fire. Fire means the burning sensation. So how do we get this burning sensation? This burning sensation happens through our senses. Each and every moment, one of the senses are at work. So, if we take the outside world as true, as real, you know that the senses are working. So, if we take the outside world as real, defilements or the fire starts to burn. This fire is created by desire, cravings, hatred, jealousy, and so on. This happens due to ignorance. Ignorance is that we take the outside world as real. For example, we say you get a call telling that someone you know has met with an accident. So what will happen? You will get a fire within. Fire within means you feel the fire burning. So automatically you can even feel your breathing becomes rapid. Your pulse rate might go up. Sometimes you feel like faintish. Sometimes you might start crying, shouting, and you actually might faint as well. And actually what happened is that you got a call, a sound. This sound has become a thought. So with that you have lots of strings of thoughts going on and on. Okay, so the next moment you might get another call saying that the call you got is not true. Someone else has met with an accident. It is not your relation. And in a fraction of a moment, you will feel the relief. You will feel the fire is dying down, isn't it? So these things happens during day-to-day life. But the only thing is that we usually don't notice them. So how would someone in the path to Nibbana, who is in the path to Nibbana, will take the same incident? So imagine he or she will also get the call, the same sound, telling that somebody is very close to him has met with an accident. So he will do the necessary things without any excitement. He might go to the hospital, do whatever he can do, help them, support them, talk and comfort them. They will do anything and everything, but not going to the strings of thoughts. Even if he himself met with this bad situation, he will do the same without suffering. Suffering means here we suffer due to a thought. So how does this happen? The one who is in the right vision or the Sammaditya, any stimuli which comes to him from any sensor does not become real. It could be from the ear sensor, eye sensor, tongue sensor, nose sensor, skin sensor, or the mind sensor. Any stimuli does not become real. The stimulus are not real means the world is not real to him. So if there is a thing, then obviously there is the me who either sees it, hears it, smells it, tastes it, or feel it, or also think. So the person in the mundane world will obviously take it as real. So then, if it is real, there is obviously me, so automatically created, and there is me who is hearing this sound or who is taking this incident as real. So Lord Buddha has said to Bahya Tapasa, Bahya, if there is nothing outside, there is no one here. So if we take the previous case, there came a sound and it became true to the person in the mundane world. So the soul was created then and there with the burning sensation inside. That's the self vibration. So Aryan Mahansa asked the question, are you the mind or are you the body? Who are you? So if we take the same incident as an example, if that incident became real to you and if you felt the burning fire within, that's you, your soul, your birth, that is the self vibration. Nobody does it. It happens automatically. So we will take another example. So just say something is valuable, gold for example. So say that somebody has robbed you and taken all the gold or money, whatever you had, if it becomes a thing, if it becomes a thing to you, which means the value you have given to the gold, and you get the burning sensation, you will feel it, isn't it? So if it has not become a thing to you, so the soul is actually not created. Likewise, you can contemplate on that. So, as Aryan Mahansa explains, what happens in this beautiful journey? Once you understand true Dhamma, what happens is that the fire, the burning sensation will starts to diminish, which means the power you gave to the thoughts becomes less and less. That's how you will find the solace, the happiness and tranquility. For this to happen, you have to understand and or pierce through one thought. You have to see through one thought, how it is created, and then you will see that all the thoughts are created likewise. So the example Aryan Mahansa gives is the leaf of a mango tree. If you see the structure of one mango leaf, you will know that all the mango leaves are in the same structure. Because, as you know, it is very difficult to pierce through every single thought that comes, because as it works as a system, thoughts always comes and goes. It's a system. It's automatically happening. So likewise, whatever stimulus comes through either of senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin or mind, you know that all are illusions, a creation due to speedy vibration. So however and whatever the stimulus comes, from whichever sensor, all are illusions. You don't get caught to it. So you will feel that there's no one to suffer, because there was never a self there. So no one to suffer. So it is very important to know that you have to see only one thought. You have to pierce that thought, because all the thoughts are same. All the thoughts are created the same way. So in groundbreaking sermons, the Andolanaatmaka Deshana, Aryan Mahansa has revealed to the world that the Four Noble Truths can see in one thought. Also, you can see the dependent origination Dhamma, or the cause and effect Dhamma, and the 84,000 Dhamma discourses in one thought. Not only that, the 31 planes of existence is also how to see it in one thought. So, these Buddothpado sermons are not any ordinary sermons. So, we will talk a bit about habits. So, if we actually talk about habits, we do most of the things as a habit, isn't it? Sometimes these habits makes us suffer. Lord Buddha has said, life is a repetition of perception, repeated perceptions, sanya abhisankarana. So it goes on and on as a habit. So we talk, we walk, do everything due to these habits. It is actually individual. Likewise, we take this world as real is also a habit. So, it is itself is the suffering. So, when you understand with wisdom that the world you see is not real, it's in your thoughts, and thoughts are also not real, the suffering begins to diminish. So what we have to understand here is that the world is separate and you are separate. No, it is not like that. You and the world are not two different entities. It's the same. What we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, or what we think, it is the world. It is me. Me is a sense creation. So once you understand this sense creation with wisdom, then you will be free from me, my mind concept. Because there was never a me. It's a concept. So everyone is scared of death, isn't it? So once you are free from me, my mind concept, a thought, is there a death? Is there anyone to die? Death is also a thought. But anyone can say this with mind also. But the thing is, you have to feel this. Feel what? Feel that there is no self, no one to die. So as long as you feel that there is someone living, then of course you are scared of death, because there is someone who is going to die. But understanding this is not simple. So to understand this self-vibration or the itta sanya, or the feel that you are there, that you have to see through wisdom. So also we'll see why Lord Buddha has explained that this Dhamma is akalika. Say we think of something about what happened in the past, but we think about it at this moment, isn't it? And also if we think that something is going to happen in future, it also happens in this moment. But we know now that this moment also not real. But have you noticed that we almost always, we live in the past? Actually, in a past thought. So for example, so we think that if I didn't do that, this wouldn't have happened. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I could have done a better job. Because the thoughts want something to do. Always it goes and tie into something or someone. Something happened in the past or something which is going to happen in future. So it is the usual habits of thoughts. And as you have noticed now, it is happening automatically. It's a system. Nobody is doing it. So even when we sleep, the mind is at work, isn't it? Something will come up as a dream at least. Sometimes we are very scared of those dreams. Sometimes it might be a happy dream. So likewise. Also, sometimes we suffer due to something which has happened a long time ago, maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago. It has happened long time ago, but at this moment we suffer due to it with the thought. If this goes on, actually you will never see Nibbana. You will never have a moment of Nibbana. So it's only a thought. So why do we have to bring past thoughts in the present? Actually, it's nobody's doing, it's happening. So everybody has this type of experiences, isn't it? Sometimes we cry without any reason. So I also had this experience. I had this guilty feeling until I started to listen to Buddothpado sermons and came to know I suffer due to a thought. The guilty feeling was that, as I said, my father has fallen sick at home and I couldn't take him to the hospital on time. So that helpless feeling and the guilty feeling I had for a long time until I knew it's just a thought. So what we have to know here is that the more you think, the more powerful the thought becomes. So more powerful the thought means you suffer more and more. So you have to understand this one thought, how the thought is created, and that there's nothing in a thought and there's no self. So in day-to-day life, you see people run and run for after many things. Actually, they run after a thought. They say they don't have a time to relax. So what they do is they go for meditation classes, do breathing exercises for temporary relaxation. But people who know this doctrine, the Lord Buddha's doctrine, they also can physically run, but from inside they have stopped. They have stopped running the race. They stay calm and quiet. So what we have to understand here is that thoughts are thoughts. We cannot stop thoughts because in the system it happens. As I said earlier, when we know how a thought is created, there should not be a problem in any thought. So once you contemplate on this, you will know for sure that there is no truth in any thought. So as a result, the inner transformation happens, which helps you to get out of this wrong notion of self. It is on your mind. So when you talk about wrong notions, in Sabbasava Sutra, this Sabbasava Sutra discuss about taints. There they show the ways to get rid of the wrong notion of self. Dassana pahatabba. But no one can drop the notion of self at once. It's actually a gradual process. And the practical side helps you to identify the wrong notion of self. So as we talked about earlier, for this, first one has to identify the senses. And you have to see that it's a sensor-created world. So only the sensors are working. If the sensors are not working, actually you are called dead. So it is like we have fixed the sensors to a board. So if these sensors does not work, one is like a dead tree, isn't it? So the difference between a tree and a human, what is the difference? Difference is that a human has the consciousness, the mind consciousness. It gives the alive feeling, the feeling that you are alive. So when we talk about a tree, for example, if we take a mango tree or any tree, it starts from a small seed, and with water and sunshine it starts to grow. But nobody is doing that, isn't it? It grows on its own. The seed becomes a tall tree. So it grows taller and taller, and it gives flowers, fruits. It does photosynthesis of its own. So all happens on its own. Germination happens, and the cycle goes on and on. But if we cut that tree, it won't shout or run away, isn't it? So what I wanted to emphasize is, though the human being has something called mind consciousness, the tree doesn't have it. So R.N. Mahansa explains how this mind consciousness is formed. So at least as Buddhists, we have to know how this mind consciousness is created, isn't it? It is knowledge, but still it's a beautiful story. So to understand how the mind is created, you have to go back to the radiant mind, where we call it a Prabhaswara Sita, which has no defilements. But there is the glue or the gum. To get it, it will happen in later life. So in Buddothpado sermons, the creation of this mind is explained beautifully. So if we talk a little about this radiant mind, in the radiant mind, although the stimulus are arising through the eye, nose, tongue, ears, skin, the mind consciousness is not yet created. But there is a very small power generated. So that's why the baby can move. He can move the legs, he can move the arms, turns his head, he can suck the milk, cry or smile. Very, very few actions. But the radiant mind, the child, the baby, he does not know what he is doing. He does not know whether he is turning. He does not know whether he is sitting down, or even if he stands, he does not know. So no one has told the baby, this is the way to smile, this is the way to cry, or turn, or sit. No one has told him. But he does it on his own. So if you take a baby, so first he turns, then he crawls, then he sits, and then he stands up with holding something. So these things happens automatically, isn't it? So at the age of 1 year, the babies can even walk a few steps. So all this time, if you have noticed, no one has given a command. No one told the baby, now it's the time to sit, now it is time to turn, now it is time to stand or walk, isn't it? All these actions happen automatically with the small power generated with the stimulus. So as Aryan Hans explains about the zygote level, the vibration, it gives the push to self-vibration. So later, when the child goes to Montessori and mind is created more and more with sounds, colors, shapes, and the mind becomes more powerful. Now the child is taking the outside world as real. So the duality is created. My book is there and I am here who sees the book. Also he can run, he can talk, and he can do a lot of activities. And you can see the mind power is creating. So meanwhile, the parents or the teachers also they ask, so what are you going to be in the future? Would you like to become a doctor, engineer, teacher, lawyer, and so on? Now there is a target for the child, an aim. So if I work hard, study, I can become a doctor, engineer, lawyer. So the future hopes are also created. So then comes the scholarship exams. So it goes on and on. So sometimes parents, they implement their ideas to the child. What they couldn't done, they implement it on the child. So yes, so likewise, some children are motivated from the early childhood to become a doctor, engineer, lawyer, mainly by the parents, thinking that their lives will be better in future. So once I read a story, a teacher asked the children, to write what would they like to be when grow up. So everyone wrote, as I like to be a doctor, I like to become an engineer, a teacher, a lawyer, a politician, and so on. But one child has written, I would like to become a good human being. So actually there are very few people in the world who thinks differently. They are the people who goes with the feel, not with the mind. They can feel others, how others suffer. Sometimes they live a silent life, but they feel lots of things. They like to be with the nature. They like their freedom. So, as usual, we invite you all to listen to Buddothpado sermons. These English sermons is going through Buddothpada PeoTV for 24 hours. And there is also Buddothpado BTV. You can listen to Sinhala sermons there. We also have lots of websites. Wisdom of Asia website, Buddothpado.com website, and Buddothpado.lk. There are lots of sermons there you can listen to. So, if you are someone who is searching for Nibbana, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere in search of it. Because Nibbana is within you. That's when the fire within you is diminished. So, if you listen to Buddothpado sermons, you will feel it. You will feel that the fire within is diminishing. That's what we need, isn't it? So we are very grateful to you, Aryan Hansa, our noble friend, for giving this beautiful Dhamma to the world. If not, we would be still searching for Nibbana elsewhere. And also there are a lot of people around the world who live in happiness after listening to Buddothpado sermons. Therwan Saranai, Aryan Hansa. Therwan Saranai, everyone.
May Triple Gem bless you all. We'll start the Zoom discussion today, Zoom sermon today. We worship our Anvanse, Voice Noble Guidance. Well, we have been talking about the truth or Satyana, or the basics around this Dhamma from the beginning of 24/7 Zoom sermons. We were trying to flow it in such a way you go to your own life, babyhood, and try to feel what happened. It's actually trying to become the beginning and see how the mind folded, how the mind formed, how this self-perception, self-view happened. What was there before? What happened? What is consciousness? What is the root? Who am I? This is a very beautiful question, who am I? Because it's a very specific question that someone will ask. Not everyone will ask that question, actually. Not everyone will ask that. So these sermons are actually for someone who is inquisitive to find out who you are, find out what happened here, to find out what consciousness is, to find out what is unfolding in an animal. If you're not finding about yourself, no one else is going to find it for you. Isn't it? The last few sermons, we were trying to elaborate how the mind was forming, how the mind is forming. So this is something you have to feel, though, just not another knowledge. See, I'll say something for the knowledge, okay? 1 + 1 is 2. Well, that's the knowledge. Of course. But here, when we say something, it's actually not limited for knowledge. Because you feel things, you can't deny that. You feel happy, you feel sad, you feel the crude touch, the light touch. You sometimes name it as fluidity, the liquidity, or the solidity. Sometimes your hand is getting burnt. Sometimes you're very cold. Sometimes there are feelings, there are scenes, there are things that you hear, so you can't. That's why it is difficult to understand that there is no self. When someone says that, you are like, But how can they say that I can feel, I can see things, I can hear things? My legs are aching, my head is hurting, my tummy is hurting. I like ice cream. I really like it. So how can we say these things? Yes, that is the problem. That's what we are trying to understand here. What really happened if there was no self? We can say that there is no self, and you can say, oh, okay, is that so? Then it will just end there. Then where's the argument? Where's the investigation? Where's the research? Very important that you question yourself. If there is no self, who is feeling these things? If there is no self, why am I feeling so clingy towards the ice cream? Why am I feeling so clingy towards my partner? Why am I so feeling so clingy towards my kids? Why am I worried when they are not there? Why am I sad when my parent died? If there is no self, why? Why? We have to sort it out. You have to understand this. Why? That's the answer we are trying to give you. Slowly, gradually, we are trying to understand. We are trying to make you understand as well. Okay. This craving. What is this craving? Craving is a magnet-like effect. Magnet-like effect. So, you know, when there are two magnets, it's an instant reaction, isn't it? Was there anyone? When there was a force between two magnets, was there anyone doing that? No, there was no one doing that. So how did this craving happening? You can understand how seeing is happening, isn't it? We have talked about that now. Seeing means it's just a function of the eye. Hearing means it's a function of the ear. The touch means crude touch, light touch, pain, temperature, cold, hot. It's all the skin functions. If the skin function is not there, you don't feel any of this. If the ear is not there, you don't feel sounds. There's no sounds. Basically, there's no you. If none of these bodily functions are working, then you can't talk about self. Salayatana loko loko, Lord Buddha said. This world is arising from these 6 sensory organs. That's all. But if it is just Salayatana loko, if it is just the sensory faculties, why there is additional craving? What happened there? You know, to other 5 sensory faculties, which are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. Skin is the biggest sensor in a human. It's the biggest sensor. Spreads throughout the skin. And there is sensory receptors even inside the stretch. There's a lot of things, the kaya, the body consciousness is from a lot of things. So when they happen at the same time, because this is a very fast occurrence, when this happens at the same time, it acts as another different vibration as the mind. Mind is a vibration, like the light, like the sound. It's like a wave. Can you feel this? It's like a wave. Mind is like a wave. How does that happen? Because there's very fast occurrence of thoughts. Very fast. It's very fast. So if you understand this, these sensory functions, they keep happening. Well, why do you feel that you are there? It's mainly due to speed. You know, in the mind sensor also, if the speed was not there, this is not this complicated. If the skin or the other five sensory faculties, if the speed was not there, you can't feel light as a thing. You can't feel the sound as a thing. You can't feel the softness as a thing. You can't feel the hardness as a thing. You can't feel the temperature as a thing. It's a fast. When you are not aware about that, you feel the vibration is happening here. It is like imagine you are the tuning fork. Because we take everything as an example. Just imagine you are the tuning fork and there is a vibration here. And that vibration, even if this body collapses to the ground, that vibration can telepathize to somewhere else. That's what happens in the last respiration, after the last respiration, last breathing. So you need to understand how this craving happens. Okay, what is craving? Go back to that. So when there is a perception, automatically self-perception also occurs. How? Because you feel the chair as a thing, the flower as a thing, mother as a thing, because it's an entity now. It's felt as a thing. As soon as you feel the perception as a thing, definitely there is this side now. This has to be felt. How you will know the difference is if you actually liberate from mind. Inside the mind, you can't really say the difference. But if you liberate from mind, in the sense there is out of mind experience, you will definitely know that the duality is not there. It would be just a vibration then, when you know that was the vibratory nature of the sensory function only. This is in one stimuli I'm talking. It's very important because that gives you the whole idea of what happened. Within the mind, within this mind bubble, whatever you say, you can't touch the unformed level, non-formed level, or in the sense, the level of the fetus, level of the baby before the mind is formed. You have to feel that to understand the vibratory nature of the baby. If you just keep talking about it, that's okay. But you know, if you don't feel it, you're not confirmed. So what is craving? Again, yeah, I'm going back to that, sorry. So the craving is, if you felt something as an entity, I always said there's always a I, in the sense, the self perception. So when there is a perception of a flower, when you feel it as a thing, with ignorance, there's always me looking at it from here. You know that duality. We all know that. I mean, there's no big deal about it. We all know how the duality works because tree is there, I'm here. That's a very normal thing, isn't it? Yes. What are you talking about? It's a normal thing. Yes. But there's a lot of normal things below that as well, beyond that as well. Actual truth is beyond that. So this duality, as soon as the duality is there, craving is there. Do you know that? How? Just imagine you don't like ice cream. No. You will say, I hate ice cream. Don't even talk about ice cream. Who cares about ice cream? Okay, still there is some kind of alive feel there. Why? Because it's an entity. It's a thing now. You feel it. As soon as you feel the ice cream as a thing, you are there. That is the same thing. There's no separate thing. The feel that you feel the ice cream as there is you. There's no separate you. This is the most difficult part to understand. So what's the craving again? Craving is the power. The power towards those magnetic power, like that. The two magnets, there's a power. There was never a self. Two magnets didn't know anything. But there is attraction. Likewise, if the perception is felt, there is a power. There is a magnetic power, like power, holding it. You will say, I hate ice cream. Still there is power. Because there's ice cream you hate. You can say, I hate him. There's no craving. I don't want him. Still there is power. How? Because there is a thing. What is this power? Yeah, it's like a magnetic power or gravity or electricity. It's a kind of a force you have, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter. It's a force keeping the perceptions attached to yourself. Imagine it's your iCloud account. Everything you searched is in that. Just imagine. Isn't it accounted to your account? Yeah, likewise. Everything, every perception, every fraction of a second, every thought, it has become a thing already, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter. This is the deeper level of the craving. Okay, I have to tell you, the craving can be described, or suffering, the same thing, can be described in different ways. You know, you can say, I like ice cream. I love ice cream. If there's ice cream, I can live with just with ice cream. Yeah, you can say that. It's very superficial level. You are running after ice cream. You can put any example there. Your partner, your kids, you can put anything there. But you can't understand this when you say lot of people can say, oh no, I don't like anything anymore, you know. I'm really neutral now. What happens to the form world? What happens to the perceptions? Yeah, there's a level below that sensual part. There's one below that. Can you feel this? Can you feel that the perceptions are kind of glued to this self vibration? It's not like glue because it's a attachment, very fluid attachment. So even if the perceptions are kind of, you say, you know, I really don't mind whether I have ice cream or not. You know, I can eat it. I don't care. I mean, if it is there, I eat it. If it's not there, I don't look for it. But still, if the perception is there as a thing, still you are there. Can you feel this? This is the form world I'm trying to unfold for you. Form world is, there's no much attraction or friction, but still the perception is there. So that power to the mind world is there. That's why there's no liberation from mind. It's very important, guys, because every one of us would struggle to liberate from mind. What do you mean by that? You know, when we talk like that, in a one stimuli, it may look very special, but after understanding Dhamma, after feeling this Dhamma, that there was never a self, this story evolves. Slowly, your form world is shattering anyway. The importance of the form world, importance of the perceptions. Slowly, your form world, or the perception world, or the dream world, or the film, it's dissolving. It's not there. A lot of Dhamma friends, even in the discussion, struggle to understand this bit about the form world. So I'll tell this again. Try to tell this. In the sense, we have a lot of problems in telling this because of our inability to tell this properly. So imagine that there is a beautiful picture hanging in this room. It's a picture of it has a picture of a ship. This is in the wall. No one really notices it, or no one is really saying, I love that picture. No one is really saying that. Or no one is saying, I hate that picture. No one is saying that either. But perception level is still there. Can you feel this? In the dream, the duality is there. Of course, if the duality is there, self-perception is there. So if that perception, the picture of a ship, is felt as real, that perception, because form world always have the non-form world underneath. So sensual world has form world and non-form world underneath. But even if someone understands Dhamma and now there's no much aversion or clinging, still it can be felt. Perception may be still important. What that means is you are inside the dream still. The duality is there. You couldn't release from that duality and become the picture. Wow, that's too much, isn't it? Can you get this clear? I mean, if you struggle, just calm down, don't worry too much. But it's the thing that that's important. If your side wasn't there, in the sense, self-perception is not felt as a thing, the duality is broken, you can become the picture, isn't it? Yes, then only you will understand there was never a self. There was never a self. It was always the stimuli which was there, and that is there because of the speed of the sensory function. Wow. Well, that is the truth. That is the truth. Folks, this is very important. If you can really understand, you become a sangha when you feel this. At least in one stimuli, at least in one fraction of a second. If you feel this, you become sangha. You become Dhamma, you become Buddha, just in that fraction of a second though. In an Arahant, every thought is like that, every fraction of a second, every time this is not felt as a thing. The stimuli is not felt as a thing. So There's no self. So you can actually become stimuli. That's one way of telling this. There are so many ways to tell this. Just for you to feel this. It's all metaphors. It's all metaphors. Metaphors are like examples. We can't really tell the experience, can we? No, because it's something you have to feel. This self-perception, self-vibration is a feel. It's a feel that you struggle to understand. What do you think? Going back, the if you take the example of ice cream, if you have full craving for that, you will run to the shop and buy the ice cream and keep it in the fridge forever and keep eating, and when it is empty you buy another one. You keep it there, you keep eating it every day, sometimes too much, you know. Yeah, that's example of sensual birth. You would like to put it in your mouth. Well, when someone actually, someone can get really confused when you don't like it. You can say, well, I hate ice cream. You know, my partner likes ice cream, so I buy it for him, but I never eat ice cream, even if the fridge is full of ice cream. Well, what do you think about that situation? Then people think, oh, I'm not attracted to ice cream, you know? You know, I'm really good in that way. I'm not attracted to ice cream. But what happens is, and you might say, I don't hate it either. It's in the fridge. I buy it all the time for the partner. Yes. But what happens when the ice cream perception is there, that you don't like or dislike? Until the perception is there, you're in the dream world. If the perception is felt as a thing, even though you're not going after it, it is still the dream world. If you come out of that dream world, only you can understand, oh, this is what is the form world is. Non-form world is what the feel, the vibratory nature, the fast vibration of the sensory perception. There is no whatsoever perception in that non-form world, whatsoever perception. Nothing. It's just the vibration, self-vibration. But because of Dhamma, because of truth, because of this science, you know now, it was only the speedy vibration of the sensory faculty. That's all. Then you can liberate from that power, liberate from that life field. Wow. Can we say more than that? You can't. So you have to feel this. You have to feel this. It's 6:12 from Australian time. It's 6:12 a.m. morning. Whole garden is covered in mist. There's a big mountain here which is covered in mist. What is the perception? The mist is a perception. Is it true? No, it's a perception means it's formed from 5 sensory organs. Creation. What is a mist? What is the mist? Mist is something. I just opened the window curtain and there's a photo. But then what comes to the idea is what you heard about this. And you can feel it too. Coldness. It's very cold out there. It's not even winter. So can you see the perception of mist? If you feel it as real, there's self-perception. But if someone has actually liberated from mind and that experience is there, you know, this feeling is there because the mind is there. The duality. Mind always has the duality. Is it a problem? No, it's not a problem. You know the truth now. So it's not a problem anymore. Trees. So within the mist, you can see the trees. There's green grass. All covered in drops of like water, like dew. So now all the sentences I told now, are they real? Are they real? All these perception, the trees, the water drops on the grass, green grass, misty morning, mountain covered in mist, can't see the mountain at all. So don't you have the perception that the mountain is actually behind that mist? Wow, can you see what the perceptions are? Yeah, that's how the perception works. You don't see a mountain here. From here, if a child sees this for the first time, he will never even feel that there is a mountain there. But there is a perception now. There's a mountain beyond that. It's just covered in mist. Can you feel how these perceptions are. Perceptions are like vibrations. I don't have to even see the mountain to say that there is still a mountain. Can you understand that perceptions, the perception of mountain, I didn't even see the mountain from here because it's covered in mist. Only white I can see. But don't I have the perception of mist? Don't I have the perception of mountain beyond the mist? Yeah, you have to feel this. It's perception is a vibration. But we have a valley. When I say mountain covered in mist, you can even picture it. That's the best way to understand the perception. When I said this, whoever who is listening to this, even in 100 years' time, whoever who you are, can you not feel what I'm saying? Now I'll give this the mental picture, okay? I'm looking through a window. I'm looking at my garden. It is from mundane world. I'm telling it. They're telling this. I'm looking through my garden. I'm seeing the misty environment. I'm seeing far away the mountain. I can't see the mountain. It's covered in mist. See this. See this thing. When I say this, can you not imagine yourself looking through a window, looking at a garden covered in mist? The grass, green grass, is covered in water drops. They are shining. The trees are getting clearer and clearer because the sunlight is slowly coming. And the mist is getting clearer. So can you not get the perception? You got. How did you get it? How did you get it? If you have ever heard of these words before, if you had the mental picture of this before, can you not bring it up? Can you not feel what I'm saying? You can. That's how perception works. This is how mind works. So you're also in that perception bubble now. You're also seeing mist. Just because I said I can't see the mountain because it's covered in mist, you will feel the same. Wow, that's how perceptions work. Are they real? No, because you're not in you're not at this moment. If you're hearing this, even in 100 years' time, you may be inside the room. You're not even peeping through your window. You're not even in early morning 6 a.m. But still, you can feel what I say. That's how it works. That's how it works. This self perception is there when the perception is real. But let alone that, these perceptions work this way. This mind works this way. These mental formations are beautiful, but you need to know this. So otherwise, you get actually beaten by it. You are the slave of the dream. Well, I want you to become the master of the dream. If you want to become the master of the dream, you have to know how the dream is formed. If you don't know the magic, I mean, you're useless, basically. So know the magic, know the dream, know the film, then you're the master of the dream. You're the director of the film. You're not actually someone who is blindly acting in it. If you have felt the vibration out of mind experience, you know the vibration, the vibratory nature of the self vibration, and you know definitely when your truth comes in there, that is just the speed of the sensory function. Definitely you feel the absence of the self perception or absence of the um, self vibration. That is the non vibration we talk about. It's not a new vibration. So the non vibration is absence of self vibration. It's not a new vibration. So it's very important if you can understand this. The self vibration is something you have to catch. You have to know how much power you have, how much power it has, because it's needed for you to actually compare it slowly. When the power is slowly coming down, you will definitely know it. When this dream becomes not a dream for you, you know everything. Yeah, actually, now slowly I can see the mountains, and you can feel that too, can you? Yeah. So, if you know how the dream folded, if you know how this perception world happened, you're not going to get trapped in that perception, those perceptions anymore. Your vibration is going to get lower and lower because the perceptions was the start of defiance. But the fuel was there. What was the fuel? The self vibration, which was there from the zygotic level, you know. There was additional power. There was a vibration from sperm and the ovum getting together. There was a vibration, but that vibration is not enough to maintain a whole life. But there was a vibration which actually synchronized to that vibration, and now there's a magic unfolding. So that vibration was the reason or the fuel for this dream. That was the reason for this sensory function. That's why your sensory functions evolve nicely, and there is a beautiful dream now. You know, if someone is very inquisitive and a feeler, you will be able to feel what I'm saying. Someone is trapped in the mind a lot, and the mind is so focused all the time or strong all the time. You won't be able to feel what I'm saying. So listen, let your barriers down, let your strong walls around you down. Give your mind a break. Just stop and see whether you can feel this. The duality in the dream is another dream, part of the dream. Duality in the dream is just a part of the dream. Because when the perception is felt as a thing, you feel the duality. You feel that I am seeing the mist. But if you have clearly felt this non-vibration, you definitely know that this film or this duality is just there because it's a mind. So it's okay. I mean, when the mind is there, the duality is there, it's fine. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. So slowly your burning is going to go down. What is the burning? It's aversion, craving, aversion, and delusion. This delusion part is so important. It's delusional aversion we have, delusional craving we have. What is the delusion part here? That there is a wow. Can you feel this? If someone is going for a run now, if someone is aware about this truth, that will be so, you can feel the you can become the mist, you can become the moisture, you can become the coolness, because it's just perception. Perception is actually not true, but when the self-perception is not there, or the self-vibration is not there, you can become the stimulus. What's the beauty of this Dhamma? So everyone trying to understand this Dhamma, your whole knowledge is not important. But if you have a out-of-mind experience, it's really beautiful then, because you can feel the vibration. That's a self-vibration which gave you trouble for the whole samsara, the whole thought journey. Not the thought, not just the thought journey. It's just the whole time. Whatever, whether you are a Brahma, whether you are a Deva, whether you are an animal, whether you are in burning mirror, whether you are a human, doesn't matter, because the film changes when the in the sense the mind, or according to the level of the vibration, perception changes. Perception of a donkey, perception of a dog, perception of a cat, perception of a cobra. Imagine that. Perception of a fish, perception of a cockroach, perception of a horse, perception of a cow. Can you feel? If your pet cat is with you just now, you both are in the same room, what would be her perception? Can you become her and see? Your cat's perception is completely different to what human perception is. So the perceptive world, or whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you feel, is only mediated by the sensory organ function. So the cat, whatever the perceptions the cat has, it's not similar to the human. And the world, or the perception world that is bringing to the cat is different. You know, the alive field, the cat has the alive field, the donkey has the alive field, the fish has the alive field, worm has the alive field, cockroach has the alive field, the small ant has the alive field, in different vibratory nature. The level of the vibration is different. You have to know this. You have to feel this actually. So what is your vibratory nature? What is your level of vibration? You can't know it unless you liberate from this mind world. There is a feel. When the form world or the mind world is very, very thick, you know, I talked about the forces, like the magnetic force, the gravity force. There's a force between the perception and the self vibration. That is why that is not getting even a fraction of a second break from that mind world. So, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you, when this force is getting diluted, when this force is reducing, it becomes easier. It becomes easier to liberate from the mind, actually the form world. Because the non-form world is just the field. In the field, there's no form at all. There's no form in the sense there's no even light touch thing. It's just a vibratory nature of the sensory organ. If you knew that before, that's the truth. You knew that before, definitely you will feel the non-vibration, because that's a sense of function without that power. Without that power. That power which carried you for long in this samsaric journey. The power which gave the suffering, which has the potential to give suffering even in the burning mirror, or basically we call it hell, but it's just a field. It's very important you understand this. It's important that you know this first, at least if you haven't felt this. Even to know this is a magic, because no one knows this. No one knows who you are. No one can know who you are. The main important thing is it's only you who can do this for you. Out of mind experience is very important to even understand this mind or the form world is a mirage itself. And it's important to understand what kind of vibration there is underneath. Mind is like a wave, but when you get trapped inside it, there's a film unfolding, there's a dream which is flowing. You feel as everything is happening. And on top of that, you are the entertainer of the world, of that world. There are 8 billion people, they have 8 billion worlds. Every single world of each human is different. Their perceptions are different, the way they feel is different. The power is different. But Lord Buddha actually divided this power levels into sensual world, form world, and non-form world. It's just the levels of the vibration. If there is a power enough for you to run to the shop and buy ice cream, that's good vibe, like good power, isn't it? There's so much power in that. But that power reduces when you actually start to get to know the truth. That outside is just a perception here. Your direction towards outside kind of slowly reduces. You know, even if you run to the shop, what you're actually going after is your own vibration, kind of your own perception. You feel like you are running to the shop to buy ice cream, but it's a perception. There's whole much effort you have to put if the things are real. You know, as a child, if you can remember, when you get a toy, until the toy come home, you know, the parents would bring you a toy, maybe on a Aurudu, the New Year Day, or the birthday or whatever. So you never had a toy before, but just now, mother or father gave you a toy. Now toy become your world. It's so bizarre, isn't it? So now it is the world. It wasn't there before. Now suddenly it is your world. It's like a girl or a boy you see in the bus stand. You have never seen him before. Suddenly you see a boy or a girl. And bam, you know, kind of trying to see that figure all the time. Your eyes may be searching for that figure all the time. You go to the bus stop the next day, the school bus, maybe. How did this perception work? And how does this clinging work? How does the aversion work? How does the delusion work? How does the self-vibration works? Because if the self-vibration is there, delusional craving, delusional aversion is there anyway. There's a potential. The glue effect of the self vibration is like magnetic power. So even when the mind hasn't formed it, that power is very strong. Baby wants more. Baby wants to feel. Baby wants to see. Baby wants to touch. Baby wants to taste. Baby wants to smell. We can't explain it from here. It's a feel. It's a feel, you know, if a magnet is feeling, just imagine you're the magnet. Just become the magnet and see. I mean, it's very difficult if you can't become something. You have to try and see. So if you become the magnet, can you see that there's no self, but you're getting attracted to the other magnet? There's no self, it's just a magnet. But it's similarly, here, if the self vibration is there, the ignorance, because it is only with the ignorance that self vibration is there. Avidya Tanha works together. They can't work alone. It's in the ignorance land that this power works. Ignorance land, the power is there. If the ignorance is not there, or you know the science, craving slowly goes down, because you know the system is fully aware that it's a speedy function of the sensory organ. But little baby, actually, the 6-week baby, maybe we take it as an example, baby in the cot, has no idea that it's a glue effect of the sensory function. No idea whatsoever. No idea whatsoever. So it's very important that you understand this. So baby is not aware about this glue effect of the self vibration. Baby has no way to know that. So if the baby dies, the self vibration or the vibratory nature of that system is going to telepathize somewhere else, because this vibration is there when the ignorance is there. So already you feel as something. You feel the senses as a thing. The conscious, wherever the consciousness is, vibration is there. Self vibration is there. This is very important to understand. When the alive field is there, even whether it's minute, it's not non-alive field. But there is a misunderstanding here all the time, ignorance here all the time. That's where the problem is. What is ignorance? That it's only the sensory function. Speed, it's only the speed of the sensory function. Now you go outside. I told you that it was so misty. Now the mist is gone. I can see the mountain very well. I can see the garden clearly now. I told you the mountain I couldn't see, but there was a perception that the mountain was covered in mist because of the perception level. You can see a lot of things. The dream, the trees, the green grass, water on the grass, mountain, clouds. Slowly the sunlight is falling. So when I say this, even if it is pitch black in your room, because you are listening to this Dhamma in night time, can you not feel what I'm saying? You can. That's how perception works. So you can understand perception is actually not real. It's a vibratory nature. It's something you can telepathize all the time. So if you feel these perceptions are real, there's always a birth. Why? Because you feel it as a real thing. Even if your system collapses, respiration stops, this vibration has no other function other than telepathizing somewhere else. So there's like a string effect. It's an ongoing process. Never stopped actually. Only fraction of a second, if you feel the non-vibration, whole this process is stopped there at that point only. Whole samsaric journey, you never felt a gap in between this alive field. Never ever have you felt a gap between alive field. So you felt the alive field all the time. So when you hear this Dhamma, when you feel this Dhamma, if you feel that the outside is actually a perception, if you feel that the perceptions are not real, they are like vibrations, and if you feel the vibration and liberate from mind and feel your vibration, if you know that the vibration is actually the vibratory nature of the sensual function, sensual organ, sensual faculty function, definitely this alive field which was there forever will get a break. That's where you understand this Dhamma fully without doubt. So there should be the experience of non-alive field. So folks, this try is for you to feel this. Because of our inability, the message may be not clear, but we try every day. We try every day and we will never stop trying. Because it's a beautiful message to give. It's useless to keep it just here. Because this suffering is there because the self vibration is strong. When it is zero, there's no suffering. Everything would be there, you see, everything would be there. But self is not there. The center is dissolved. Out of mind experience is rare because of that glue effect of the perception. Like the iCloud, there's so much perceptions attached to the self vibration. So that bond is so strong. That's why it is difficult for you to have out of mind experience. But people out there who has had a out of mind experience never had the truth. If they never knew the truth, it's useless. Because It should come with the truth. It should come with the truth. What is the truth? Truth is that there was never a self, but there is vast vibration of the sensory organs. There are 6 sensory organs. So the world is brought up by these 6 sensory functions. Can you feel this? I mean, you may be a Christian, you may be a Muslim, you may be a Buddhist, you may be a atheist. It doesn't matter. You just have to know what your vibration is. Isn't that fair? It is fair. You deserve to know this. You deserve to know the truth, that this whole perception world is not true. You deserve to know that. It doesn't matter what you believe in, because beliefs are repetitive thoughts. When one thought comes again and again and again and again and again, it becomes a view. Now, when it becomes a view, trees out there. Yeah, why are you saying the trees aren't there? See that trees out there. Yeah, that's the view. And I am here. Trees out there, I'm here. That's the view. You need to know this. The views are repetitive thoughts, which becomes so much powerful through repetition. In Pali, we call it abhisankhara. If you actually have this experience of non-alive field, or the Buddha status, or the absence of self-vibration, or the non-self perception, whatever the word you can say, nirvana, whatever the experience, first time it is going to change your whole perspective, the way you look at life. That's where you enter the stream. That's where you confirm the stream mental state. You confirm it, then you become the actual level where your defilements are going to slowly fade away. Slowly, we are trying to give you this Dhamma, very slowly, very trying to convince you to actually listen to this Dhamma and see. You have to feel this. It's completely in the feel side for you to feel that the perceptions are not real. You can't feel this while the perceptions are real. That is the problem. If the mind world is still true to you, you can't have the out of mind experience, but it becomes easy once the defilements go down, once you understand this Dhamma properly, that it's a mind world. But below the mind world also there's a field which is a vast vibration, the speedy vibration of the sensory organ. That's all, darling. This whole thing, if you know, if you feel it, whether you are a scientist, whether you are a physicist, whether you are a neuropsychiatrist, whether you are a psychologist, whether you are a spiritualist, whether you are a simple person doing nothing, just sitting out there looking at the mountain. If you feel this, you will be the happiest without self. You will have the tranquility without the self, without the burning. You will see everything, you will hear everything, you will feel everything, you will think, but there is no suffering, and you can feel everyone. You can feel everyone else's suffering, and you will try to help them. It's a beautiful day, folks. Just try and understand this. Every day is a beautiful day if you actually feel this Dhamma. And the fear of death, you won't be able to find it. So you know that life really is a joke. So, we invite you to listen to Dhamma. There's 24/7 Buddothpado PeoTV line. There's 24/7 some sermons. There's a discussion from Sri Lankan time 3 to 5. You're welcome to come and ask something. We are not there for arguments. We are actually there for you to discuss this truth. If you don't want to listen to this, don't listen. If you have a question, why are you saying this? You can come and talk to us. If you have hardcore beliefs, views, it may be difficult. But this is pure truth we are talking about. Pure truth is every perception is not true. And this is very hard for you to swallow. Because every perception was true until now. And if we start saying this, it will be kind of a blow to you. Well, that is the truth. That's okay. So calm down. See whether you can understand this. If you have a problem, tune into the discussion time 3 to 5 from Sri Lankan time. Aran Hanse also joins. He is the noble friend who guides us. If not for him, we will never be the non-alive we. So we worship Aran Hanse. We have so much gratitude for him. And we want you to feel so that you can liberate from the suffering. So everyone out there, we'll talk about this again. It's all about Satyajnana, but we touch the Krutyajnana also slowly. Thank you, everyone. May Triple Gem bless you all.
Good afternoon, everybody. Terasana, sir. Terasana, everybody. Let's continue with the book reading. The True Dhamma Has Awakened, Volume 2, page number 74. When you let go of thoughts, the attachment or the dislike towards thoughts begin to dissolve. This is called viragaya. Tatra tatra vipassati. The stanza above means letting go of each and every thought that you receive at that moment. Even though we talk about letting go of every thought, what we receive is a long string of thoughts. Whichever string of thoughts you receive at one time, let them go. You need to have a huge wisdom to let go of thoughts, and this does not happen all at once. To let go of thoughts, first you have to be aware of the thoughts that come to your mind. Second, you have to know that thoughts are akusal. Thoughts take you in a cycle of rebirth and death, samsara. Third, you have to know that right path to attain nirvana is when you develop an awareness not to get attached to thoughts that you receive. Fourth one, in other words, letting go of thoughts is a kusalaya, a skillful action that helps you go on the path. When you maintain awareness according to the 4 points given above, you automatically begin to increase your mindfulness and you begin to come to your base every moment. This practice of mindfulness will take you on the path to nirvana. When you maintain a steady mindfulness to analyze every thought that comes to your mind with awareness and wisdom, your practice of seeing every thought begins to improve. It is very important that you learn to see each thought that comes to your mind. It is necessary for the Vidarshana meditation, because if you learn to see a thought as soon as it comes to your mind, you will immediately be able to apply the truth to that thought and be aware that the thought does not exist outside, and know that it is only a thought. Terosana, everybody.
Shani, thank you for reading the 2 pages for us. I'm sorry I joined a bit late because I had a problem with my connection. So as usual, we all worship Aryan Mahanse, Thiruvan Saranai Aryan Mahanse, and we warmly welcome all of our Dhamma friends who have joined the Zoom discussion at this moment, and also our listeners via other means like YouTube. So this is our English Zoom discussion from 2:45 to 4 p.m. We have been discussing about the thoughts and the mind, and also the importance of understanding this process of thought formation and how the mind is working. And we briefly discussed about the types of meditations also. And we now know that the concentration meditation helps in some way to calm down the mind, but it doesn't actually help to complete the process of this full understanding. And we also talked about the mindfulness, and we mentioned that it is slightly different from what is generally practiced in the most of the Western world and also some other countries. So basically, in Buddhist teaching, what we have to try is to understand how these thoughts are formed, what is this process, and what is meant by the mind. And also, when you understand this process, we know that there is no owner to this process. There is a system functioning, and that understanding itself helps to sort of cool down or some form of calm down the agitation of these thoughts and the mind. So that is what it really means. That is what is it's necessary or the important, because we know that thoughts manipulate this physical body. So whatever we are doing as day-to-day functions, whatever we are talking, all are manipulations of the thoughts. Thought has a power. That is how it acts with this manipulating process. So I think I will invite Dr. Kokila and the other Dhamma friends to start the discussion. Therwan Saranai.
We can start the discussion on any topic. Actually, I also joined a little bit late, like 1 minute late. So the book reading was, I think, about what was it roughly about? Mainly about the Pratippada. Is it the Pratippada or the?
Yeah, actually, I missed the first part. I don't know whether Surangika was there or Shani. Will you be able to just tell us briefly? It's okay. I think we can start on a topic that maybe from a question, or we can start something discussion around those facts, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, mainly the Pratipada, I actually didn't hear that part. But anyway, when we talk about the 4 steps in the Pratippada that the R.N. Vahanse has introduced, it's actually this understanding mind again, which is no other different thing, which is understanding how this mind works. So we usually have we have chair, we have everything outside. Usually understanding that it's a perception here is kind of the first step, because the mind, if you dream about the chair, you just understand how do you feel that the chair is in the dream. It is the same chair that it is outside if you dream about the same chair. So how come you get that perception again? This is actually science as well, how these perceptions work. So we keep understanding that the outside is actually, even though we projected it outside, there is definitely a projection, that's fine, that's normal. But even though it is projected as outside, it is actually a perception in the mind. And then the next step would be the understanding the perception of the chair or the sun or anything in that sense is actually, it's not actually real. It's formed from the vibrations of the collaboratory effect of or the collective effect of the 5 sensory organs. If there are no 5 sensory organs, there's no formation of a mind. So you can understand how even in, if you think about in scientific way, how the sound. So if we talk about the apple, which we have taken before, the apple sound, how these things, the picture, the color, the taste, the smell, this all there in the thought of the apple. So understanding how this system works is so beautiful. It is the most important thing is understanding the truth. So understand the science, basically, science of living, or science of how we feel alive, or how this world of us is happening, how this film is being broadcasted, basically. So when we understand that it's just a vibration of the sensory perceptions, we go deep into the sensory perceptions. It's just an experience of vibration. What happens there is the fast vibration only, that's the feel. Even the 6-week baby, which where there's no information yet, there's a feel. They don't know whether it is, whether it's a blue or the pink. They don't know whether it is, even, good smell or the bad smell. They don't have any specific perception, but there is a feel. There's a vibration. So there's that power is coming from rapid vibration of the very speedy occurrence of the vibrations lead to feel the light. So when they vibrate together, when these sensory organs vibrate together, the thought or the chair, in that example, chair is there now. So after some time, we directly, repeatedly when the chair comes, we have so much ideas about the chair, so that comes as well. If you like the chair, you just get, you have that idea about that. So we have so much waves like this. The way you like things, like if you are in a tribe in the Amazon, what you like there, or what you get inspired by is different to like a city dweller who would be having a pattern of living. But the problem is because that this is all felt as happening here, and then the view has come that this is I am doing these things, I'm saying, then there are my way as well. So whatever the dream, whatever the environmental factors, whatever the cultural aspects, social aspects, so everything brings about my way, my things. You can put anything there actually. It can be my attitude, it can be my way of clothing or my way of living. So these things keep increasingly, like you get used to that and it becomes you, basically. So if you really question who am I, there's a problem when where you keep researching about who am I, you can't find you. So then actually you keep understanding this is the power that we have, because if you say my body, it implies anyway that the body is not you because it's my body. Then how can't if it's something mine, my bottle, definitely it doesn't imply that it is you. But then we keep saying it's my eye, my body, my leg. So we keep understanding that it's not that. Then body can't be me. Then what is you? Then you automatically goes to the thinking process. Maybe thinking process is mine. But then we say again, my thoughts, the thinking process, if the thinking process is me, whether we have some power over that, we don't. It works on its own. Even if it doesn't want that to work, it keeps working. So, and then we understand that there is a power though, there is a feel that we are alive even though these things are me. So then we understand by Dhamma, the truth, that actually this misunderstanding or the understanding of self is a misconception, where it is because there is a power here, we have actually got the view that there is a self here. So that's how it happened. Yes, Joel, do you have a question?
Yes, doctor. Day before yesterday, you mentioned flow like a water kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain how it works with Dhamma? Flowing like a water, that life has to flow like you live as like you're flowing like a water. You have to just go on. How does it work, doctor?
Well, you can look at that. That's like a sentence. When we use that sentence, we can look at it from a different angles. Yes, but we look at it from the no self angle. When we look at it from the no self angle, because there can be self angle as well. When you look at it from the no self angle, when there is no self here, in the sense there's no additional power here.
It's a feel, no?
It's a failure.
Yeah.
Yes, Saran.
It's not a thoughts. Non-soul. Non-soul Dhamma is the Buddha's explain. It's a feel. We can experience it. So why we are understanding the truth? Because internal transformation is happening. It's nobody doing. No, it's a happen. It's automatically happen. You can experience it. You can't do that because who is doing? Somebody is there. There is no non-soul Dhamma. Somebody is doing. He is there. No? How is talking about non-soul? That is why. It's an experience. We are understanding the truth. What is the truth? How is creating the lights? How is creating the sounds? How is creating the smell? How is creating the taste? How is these senses are creating? How these senses are creating? This sense creations is your everything. You haven't experienced without sensing. That's it's normally guys, they are in the world. What is this world? Their own senses systematically. So it's a creating. The effort is your senses. Your senses given this lights, this type of 7 color lights. Your eye creation, eye is a sensor. And your sound, your ear creation is a sound also. Otherwise, your taste, smell creation, your nose is like a factory. It's a product. Your nose is a sensor. Yeah, it's a product. The process is there. It's a creating. Important this understanding is realizing very important. You know this the final what is the final one? You see the eye creating sound is the eye creating the picture is the product is okay. Is the ear creating is the sound is the product. The nose is creating the product. The effort is your systematically it's happening. Nobody is doing smell. It's the mouth also. It's a tongue given you to taste spicy. Otherwise, your body sensor creating is your feeling. It's hot and cool, smooth and rough. This 5 sensor, one time is this present moment is okay. One time is okay. What you are looking is a chair. What is the sound is here? What is the pitch eye creating? What is sound eye ear creating? What is this smell and the taste and the body creating? These 5 sensor creating one time. What is the sound? What is the picture? That's why. That's together combining these 5 sensor creating. The effort is a thought. It's a sixth one. So mind sensor. Mind sensor is this 5 sensor creating together. This effort is a thought. It's a mind sensor. It's a spark. It's a one spark. What is this example? Is the chair. Chair have picture. Chair have sound. Chair have smell. Smooth and rough. This your senses given you to eye given to picture, ear given sound, and body sensor given the smooth and rough. You see, the kindergarten time. What's the teacher doing? Teacher given this picture and given sound, and you can touch. Yeah, etc. Cha is a thought. That's a thinking word, the mindful word. That's why Buddha's word is there. Chittena niyati loko chittena paras. The meaning is you are living on your sensor, within your sensor. You are living, what is this word? Is your sensor given this word. That's why cause and effect. Dhamma, cause is the sensor, effort is together. No, together coming, the effort is the mind sensor. The five senses together coming, mind sensor is the effort. Otherwise, especially the thought, how is coming the power is very important. That is why science is here inside. It's a mechanism. The speedily sparking happening, that's the mechanism is I creating the light. Otherwise, it's speedily sparking. It's a vibration. Ear drum like that. It's your ear creating your new to sound. You know, this one spark have the power. Because different in somewhere, the power is there. It's the Buddha's word otherwise. Majjhi Sutra. Yobante viditvana majjamantana lipati tambruhi mahapurusho seda simbali maga. It's a part, it's a Buddha's word. What the meaning is that the power somewhere different in power is there. That is why spark is meaning is different and is there. Spark. You know, that's the power is there. The example is something drop in the water, waves are there. How is waves are going? The power is there. That is that's why is waves is happening. That's something drop in the water. That's a spark. No, that's why power is coming. That is why different in somewhere. There's a power is there. North and south like that. There's a earth also. Like that, magnetic, no? Magnetic power like that, different is there. Electric power also, you know, that's the, how is coming electric power? It's a rotating in the different ends, no? A huge magnet rotating, no? Especially this power. Why we are talking this power? You see this existent field. How is thought coming to power? No. You are looking the chair. You have field. Chair is existent field. Chair is there. How is that coming? That is why we are talking about power is there. Because something there, other side is someone is there. The existent field is there, alive field is other side. That is why. Very important this understand. What is this alive field? How is alive field is coming? Nobody is doing. No one is doing. That's a Tripitaka is there. That's a Sela Sutra. It's talking about this. Nahidang atta katam bimba, nahidang parakatanga. You also not doing. Nobody is doing. Systematically is happening. What is? Power is there. Existential field is there. Otherwise, alive field also there. So how is alive field? How is coming? Existential field? Where? So what is existential field? It's a chair. That is why. There's a power is there. You know, there's a power. After that, kindergarten time is happening this. It's the Buddha's word. Your eye is the word. Your nose is the word. Your ear is the word. Ear given you to sound word. No, I given this picture word. This sensor given you to this word. Your senses not working. You haven't a sound word because you are deaf. Your eye not working. You are blind. No, you can't see. So like that. This world is our senses. That is Buddha's word. Otherwise, Salata Loco Loco. This senses is your world. That's the meaning. This senses not working, you have a world. That's why. You also not there. Other side. This world is you. It's very important. So, someone understood this. What happened? What is we are talking about internal transformation? Power is disappearing because you know this is not real. It's a thinking world. It's not real. After power is fading. That's why defilements are fading. We are talking. That's a Buddha's word. That's the Buddha. But what Buddha want to do? End in the suffering, end in the sadness. It's happening. No. How is this happening? Because you know the truth. Easy, no? Yeah. Dhamma is very easy. Truth is to be feel. Yeah. Truth is not to understand. Truth is to be feel, but truth won't understand. No? First, you won't understand. Second, you can feel it. Feel is the truth. No? Feel is the truth. Knowledge is not the. Knowledge is knowledge is in your mind. Yeah, knowledge only in the mind. It's not truth. Knowledge can be changing. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Lord Buddha, yeah, what should the Lord Buddha want to do? How is liberate the mind? No? That's why it's very important. Yeah. How to awaken? Yeah, how to awaken this dream? Yeah, yeah. How to feel beyond the sensor? It's very important. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Otherwise, this is a freedom now. How after that is a tranquility. No, it's a peaceful mind. It's coming final. No. Yes, because someone understood the truth. He have a cage because no ego is there. He also not anywhere. Everything is like a nature because he know nobody is here. This is a system. It's a creating. It's very important this understand. That is why insight meditation is not a concentration meditation. Insight meditation is understanding one. That is why dependent origination very important to understand. First Dhamma discourses Buddha's one is Dhamma Chakrapavatana Sutra. Is the Tripitaka is there. You can realize Buddha's word. What is the Dhamma? Dependent origination. What is never heard before Dhamma? Buddha explained the 5 teachers. It's not concentration method because 5 teachers are already